Hi everyone, my name is Lauren. I am one of the co-lead stewards at Hutt Park. The other stewards are going to be Len and Justin. We're here every third Saturday working on habitat restoration and trail restoration. Today we're going to be asking Jesse from the Parks Department a few questions about the work that's been done here over the years.
All right. So my name's Jesse Curran, and I'm the Parks Manager for the City of Edmonds. I've been the park manager for about 3 years, but I've actually worked for the City of Edmonds Parks Department for 27 years, since 1998. And I'd like to share some history about Hutt Park. How did Hutt Park get its name? How did it get established? So in 1933, the Hutt family built a cabin in this park. In 1945, Mr. Hutt retired. This was the original driveway to the residence. And they had a house that was right behind this large Douglas fir tree, was the entrance to the cabin. It was a first settlement in 1933. And as you can imagine, when the cabin was built, this was virgin forest. And they bought and owned 4.5 acres of land here with the cabin. The Hutts never developed or logged this. So what you see here is the last remaining old growth forest in Edmonds. In 1967, this was donated to the City of Edmonds Parks Department as us being stewards of this open space. They did not want the surrounding area to be developed with housing. This tree is a coast redwood. It was planted by the Hutts, and they have a little rockery around it. This is like their signature tree, and I suspect that they took a trip to Northern California, maybe in the 30s and 40s, and took back with them a little sapling of a coast redwood. Looking at here is one of the fastest growing trees in the world, Sequoia dendron sempervirens. And this is probably, I suspect, planted in the 40s. So here we are on the other side of the coast redwood tree. And here's an interesting fact. In my career, early in my career, probably around 2000 to 2005, this tree was struck by lightning. Now we're at the highest, one of the highest spots in Edmonds. So the tallest trees attract the wind and lightning. It's got struck by lightning. This is turned into a nursing log, and we have a birch growing out. We have a hemlock. We have huckleberry. And we got a western red cedar that's taking a hold. That is amazing. So one of the interesting things that happened with the first European settlers here in the Northwest is they brought in ornamentals that were common in the British Isles, England, Scotland. And that was English ivy. And it was planted really prevalently with the first settlers here in the Northwest. Well, the consequence of the English ivy that was planted around the Hutt's cabin is that it started to expand throughout this area, the old growth. And as you can see here, it is spread and choked out what's the native Pacific sword fern, and just smothered. It climbs up the trees, and it becomes a monoculture, one plant that's green. So over the last 20 years, the Sound Salmon stewards, Earth Corps, neighbors, community members have come in, and they've led restoration efforts to this part of the park, releasing the ivy off the trees, exposing the sword ferns, replanting the thimbleberry, and doing restoration efforts.